Hey guys and girls, Nathan Birch here from the B.Invested headquarters. Today I just want to do a quick little video for you guys regarding hyperinflation, property prices, and just to watch out for all the scammers out there in the market, because it appears that everybody is an expert out there. I'm not always liked by people. Some of you like what I do and love what I do. Some of you guys think I'm an idiot, I'm crazy, and that's great. But I know what I'm doing, and I've been playing in these markets for 2 decades now, and it's not just house prices rising or house prices falling. There's fundamental things that are behind it, and a lot of people, just because I joke about things so much, think that I'm a bit flippant with when I say things, and it's like, where's all your data, Nathan? Where's all your information? Oh, this isn't right, and I've looked at this expert or whatever. There's all these experts that are going to say how great they are, and everybody can look like an expert because the market is going hot at the moment and all the bullshit is being hidden. But ultimately, I wanted to share with you guys something that I spoke about many years ago. In 2017, 2018, I called for a global financial depression, the GFD. I was very open about it. I said certain things would occur. They have all occurred, whether it be going down to 0% interest rate at the central banks around the world, whether it be from a universal basic income, whether it go from massive stimulus packages, whether it be to a housing boom or a commodity boom. And one of the biggest things I said, sort of behind closed doors in sort of education group that I had for investors at the time, was that buy up mining properties. Mining properties would go up a lot, and they're like, why would they? They've gone down for the last 10 years. And I'm like, we're buying them for pennies in a dollar. We're buying them very distressed and very cheap. When we start seeing stimulus packages and inflation occurring, we're going to see the commodity prices go up, and then we're going to see a lot of profits and those mining towns recover, and so on and so forth. So I've got 3 charts here, and I'm going to these are just 3 random charts that I just pulled out off Trading Economics and or Trading View, one of the websites. This first one is the lumber chart. So a lot of people will be thinking, a house price, how high can they go? House prices will fall, etc. So I'm going to get my very talented team to put this actual chart that I'm holding up on the screen and show it to you guys so you can see it directly. So as we can see here, the lumber price from 1980 was sitting at around $250, and then it has been in the range of between 150, let's say, to about 350 for the last 30 odd years or 40 odd years, from 1980 when this chart started to 2020. And then something very interesting happened in 2020. The price went all the way from $250 per broad feet all the way up to $1,645. So if we look at that, that would be 6 times that it has gone up in a period of 12 months. What is lumber? Lumber is timber, right? The cost of timber has gone up 6 times in the last year. So if you wanted to buy a house and build it, let's say that you had a built house already, or we buy the materials and then go and build the house, the difference is it's the price of the timber to build the frame has now gone up 6 times in the last year, right? Just think about that and let that sit in. The cost of the timber has now gone up 6 times in 1 year. In 40 years, we haven't seen it move. It moved up and down, traded in a range of going up, maybe doubling and going up and down, up and down. But now we have it up 6 times higher in 12 months. If that chart doesn't look like hyperinflation, my ass doesn't sit down in this chair. The second chart that we'll look at is this chart, which is the copper chart. Once we have a look at this copper chart, this is just a 5-year chart that I've pulled up today, and this is US dollar per pound for copper. And it says here that copper a year ago was about $2, and now copper is $4.61. That means that the price of copper has gone up double and a little bit in a period of 12 months. So what would copper be used for? Well, we've got copper pipes, copper tap fittings. We've got the electricity going through your house, which is needed via the copper wiring that's all throughout your house. So the cost of putting the electrical And plumbing in your property now has gone up 2 to 2.5 times just in a year. Then let's go to another chart here. Just pulling up this chart, which is the iron ore price. So as I said beforehand, the mining boom will return. Here we are in 2020. In 2008, at the peak of production of our mining boom, we saw that the price for iron ore was, what was it at? Like $180 a ton, $190 a ton. It did not cross $200. But here we go. In the start of 2020, we saw the price per ton of iron ore was at less than $100. And now it is over $200. So that has doubled. So the cost of manufacturing metal has doubled. That means the cost of your car will double, materials. The cost of a lot of nails, screws, whatever, things that you're going to pull from iron ore have all gone up. Steel costs gone up. So they're just three main ingredients to building a house, which if we look at them, they've all at least doubled within a year. Some of them have tripled and gone up 6 times within a year. What we haven't put here is the fact of labour. The cost of labour has gone up. A lot of people actually just don't even want to work. They're like, why would I work when I don't have to work? Because they can see that the currency is getting debased. And that's the thing. Owning assets is very, very important and crucial throughout this period of time. However, when I look at property and how does this fit into property and hyperinflation and whatnot, you need to look at what the drivers are. I saw this stuff coming 4 years before it happened, right? I didn't see that they're going to blame a virus or a sickness or try and force everyone to have the jab or whatever the case may be. But I did see that we're going into economic depression of biblical proportions. And if you were to look at scripture and look at what's going on, it would sound like biblical proportions. And this is a depression that we're in. It is an inflationary depression. It's happened as a hyperinflation throughout many different countries all around the world. And this is happening on a global scale now. What will happen out of this? As I said, we'll see the starting effects of the hyperinflation in 3 years. That's what I said at the start of last year, which was still probably another year or two before we start seeing the full effect of it. And people will feel very, very happy. They're going to feel like they're some sort of hero. They've done the right move or whatever. Like, just look at the stupidity. If we go and look at Dogecoin at the moment, right? Everyone's out there going, I've got to buy some Dogecoin at $1 or 70 cents or 80 cents, whatever it is. Things don't go up with a straight line and continue to go there unless they're manipulated. Something's got to give. I remember buying Dogecoin at 0.001 of a cent. I bought 2 million of them for $2,000 and I sold them for $6,000. I thought it was great. I was just playing around. Didn't know what I was talking about going back 6-7 years ago when it comes to crypto. When I see people coming in at $1, right, that is ludicrous. Where is the value? What are you buying? Who's the hero? There's lots of heroes out there today. Lots of people killing it. Lots of people winning. Will this continue? They're all questions to be asked. And the answers are all out there due to the monetary policy. We've got budgets getting released at the moment. We're seeing lots more stimulus packages being built in there. We're seeing every nation around the world print more and more money, create more and more debt. And this is just pushing the prices of all these commodities up higher and higher. So the question I ask everybody is, if we need to build a new house tomorrow, you've got all the houses in the street for $300,000, and if we have to build a new one and it costs double what it used to, and it would cost $600,000-$700,000 to build a brand new house identical next door, then what does that do to the value of the existing property? People will go, well, why would I buy the new house when I can buy the existing house for half or a third of the price? And that will push a pent-up demand into the existing stock in the market, and therefore you are buying infrastructure. So the biggest thing that I'm buying across 2020, 2021, which is where we are right now, and moving forward into 2022, 2023, I went through the years of building my cash flow. My cash flow is very good. And then what I'm buying now is just purely infrastructure. I don't want to buy something. People go, should I buy a block of land? I don't want to buy a block of land. I don't want to build. If I'm building, I'm paying stupid prices of materials. I'm buying stuff which I'm getting far greater infrastructure than what I am for the actual cost that I'm paying. So I'm buying properties for 150 grand, you can't build a property for 150 grand. I'm buying a property for 200 grand. You can't build a property in 2021 for $200,000. So as you're out there looking at buying properties and investing into properties, you want to look at the value that you're getting and the asset and the cost that it would take to accumulate that. A lot of people talk about building houses, and they think they're so great, buying a block of land, building a house, or whatever the case may be. This is not the market to do that, because as you build it, the whole market's getting inflated away, and you're paying more and more for the build cost, and your profits are becoming less and less. So, there's a lot of builders out there in the biggest boom that they've ever seen, which are in big financial trouble because they don't have the products to build the house, or they've underquoted for the house, and the house price has to go up, and they're in a fixed price contract but can't get the materials to build the house. So, lots of interesting things happening out there. Where am I putting my money in 2021? I think we all know exactly where I'm putting it into. I'm buying assets of value that have cash flow attached to them, and it's below a rebuild cost. You can still find properties below rebuild cost. Just interesting. Next time someone says to you, oh, the house prices are going to fall down and they're going to go down by half, ask them why, right? I encourage you to ask your broker, your financial planner, your bank manager, anyone out there in the finance space to explain to you how quantitative easing works, how stimulus packages work, why are house prices going up, what's happening with commodity prices. They do not know, right? They do not know. Numbers don't lie, guys. 12 years ago, I started the business, and I showed everyone numbers, facts, and figures. They never lie. They're all out there. These charts don't lie. The opportunities are amazing. We are seeing massive inflation. Buying infrastructure is very, very important in this market. There's a lot of money to be had out there. If you need help on building a strategy or finding assets that are below market value, you know where to find us, 1300-367-925, or send us an email at admin@binvested.com.au. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye for now.